Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to read HSC 2022 short syllabus. English first paper, Unit 1, Lesson 1. The Unforgettable History. Serial number, serial of lecture 1, 2 and 3. In 1 to 3 serial of classes. To complete the Unforgettable History. Unit 1, Lesson 1. The Unforgettable History. Serial of classes 1 to 3. Okay, let us start. Unit 1, Lesson 1. The Unforgettable History. অবিস্মরণীয় ইতিহাস. This lesson deals with বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান's historic speech of March 7, 1971. In this famous speech, the deplorable condition of the people of East Pakistan has been upheld. And directions to the people have been given, which was a clear indication to the liberation war. Though it is a small address in size, it bears the testimony of the deepest agonies of Bengali people under the oppression of West Pakistan. The speech abounds with Bangabandhu's eagerness for independence. It can be divided into two parts. The first section declares the present situation and the way of creating hostile condition by ruling side. The second section provides directions and declaration of going against the Pakistani rulers. The people of East Pakistan were deprived of their rights. Many people were killed unjustly. The power was not handed over to Awami League in spite of being elected by the people. Regarding this, Bangabandhu declared strike for an indefinite time and asked the people to rise against them. He guided to form revolutionary communities under leadership of Awami League. At the end, Bangabandhu declares the struggle as a fight for liberation. Now let us go to the speech. My brothers, I stand before you today with a heart overflowing with grief. You are fully aware of the events that are going on and understand their importance. We have been trying to do our best to cope with the situation, and yet, unfortunately, the streets of Dhaka, Chittagong, Khulna, Rajshahi and Rangpur are awash with the blood of our brothers. The people of Bengal now want to be free. The people of Bengal now want to live, and the people of Bengal now want their rights. What have we done that was wrong? After the election, the people of Bangladesh voted us as one for me and for the Awami League. We were to sit in the National Assembly, draft a constitution for ourselves there. and build our country. The people of this land would thereby get economic, political, and cultural freedom. But it is with regret that I have to report to you today that we have passed through 23 tragic years. Bengal's history of those years is full of stories of torture inflicted on our people, of blood shed by them repeatedly. 23 years of history of men and women in agony. The history of Bengal is the history of people who have repeatedly made their highways crimson with their blood. We shed blood in 1952, even though we were the victors in the elections of 1954. We could not form a government then. In 1958, Ayub Khan declared martial law to enslave us for the next 10 years. In 1966, when we launched the 6-point movement, our boys were shot dead on 7 June. When, after the movement of 1969, Ayub Khan fell from power and Yahya Khan assumed the reins of government, he declared that he would give us a constitution and restore democracy. We listened to him then. A lot was happened since the election have taken place. I have met President Yahya Khan. I have made a request to him, not only on behalf of Bengal, but also as the leader of the party, which has the majority in Pakistan. I said to him, you must hold the session of the National Assembly on 15 January. But he did not listen to me. He listened to Mr. Bhutto instead. At first he said that the meeting would take place in the first week of March. We said, fine, we will be taking our seats in the assembly. Then I said we will carry out discussion in the assembly. I went so far as to say that if anyone came up with an offer that was just, even though we were in the majority, we would agree to the offer. Mr. Bhutto came there. He carried out discussion with us. He had said that the doors of negotiations had not been shut and that there would be further negotiation. I then had talks with other leaders. I said to them, come and sit down with us. Let's create a constitution for ourselves through discussions. But Mr. Bhutto declared that if West Pakistani members would end up as a slaughterhouse, he claimed that whoever came here would be slaughtered. He said that if anyone showed up here, all shops from Peshawar to Karachi would be shut down. I declared that the assembly would continue to meet. But suddenly, on the 1st March, the assembly was shut down. Mr. Yahya Khan called the session of the assembly in his capacity as president, and I declared I would be attending it. Mr. Bhutto said he would not be part of it. 35 members of the assembly came from West Pakistan to take part in these proceedings, but it was dissolved all on a sudden. The blame was put on the people of Bengal. That finger was pointed at me. After the assembly session was prolonged, the people of this country protested. I told them, observe the general strike we have called peacefully. I told them, shut down all mills and factories. Our people responded to my call. They came to the streets spontaneously. They expressed their firm determination to carry out the struggle peacefully. What have we got in return? Those who brought arms with our money to defend us from external enemies are now using those arms on the poor, the wretched, the downtrodden people of the land. Bullets are being aimed at their hearts. We constitute the majority in Pakistan, but whatever we Bengalis have tried to assume power, they have used force on us. I have had talk with Mr. Yahya Khan. I have had talk with Mr. Yahya Khan. I told him, Mr. Yahya, you are the President of Pakistan. Come and observe how the poor people of my country are being moved down with bullets. Come and see how our mothers are being deprived of their children. How my people are being massacred. Come, observe, and only then pass a judgment on what is going on. He has apparently said that I had agreed to attend a round table conference on the 10th of March. Didn't I say a long time back? What is the point of another round table conference? Who will I sit with? Should I sit with those who have shed the blood of my people? He had suddenly dissolved the assembly without carrying out a discussion with me. After sitting in the streets meeting for 5 hours, he gave a speech where he has put all the blame on me. He has even blamed the Bengali people. My brothers, the assembly has been called into session on the 25th March, but the blood is spilled on our streets and has not yet dried. About the 10th of this March, I have told you, Mujibur Rahman would just join the roundtable conference because that would mean waiting over the blood that has been shed. Although you have called the assembly into session, you will have to listen to my demands first. You will have to withdraw martial law. You will have to return all army personnel to their barracks. You will have to investigate the way our people have been murdered, and you will have to transfer power to the representative of the people. It is only then that I will decide whether we will take our seats in the assembly or not. I don't want Prime Minister's office. We want the people of this country to have their rights. Okay, this is the first half of the speech. Now we will discuss, go to our next session. Okay, thank you everybody.